Hey, Prophet Frederick here with a little update. So, you're not going to win through bad teachings. I mean, God knows your heart. But in order to really take down the enemy, you have to understand that in the beginning, that Satan was in the garden, but he had no jurisdiction. And then Eve was the mother of all living. She was. So, in order to take humanity, you have to deceive the mother of all living, which is the woman. So what people don't understand is like behind Sean Diddy, Sean Combs, and Epstein and all this, they're deceived. The women are set out to be deceived. And then the male or the warlock knows that when they put the word into the woman, it births either God's children or Satan's children. So in the beginning, Cain, the murderer, Abel, God's child, Seth, God's child. So, in order to pray and take this world back from the enemy, we have to pray correctly for justice. And then you read the story of Jezebel, which is symbolic of the woman Jezebel, which is a fallen woman in a fallen state who rules the country. Then you look at her husband, he's complacent. He has no authority. He has no lion. He has no roar. We talked about the symbols of the face of a man, the face of an eagle, the face of a lion, and the strength of an ox. The strength of an ox, the foundation of Christ in them. So, you're not going to win through bad teachings. And I don't care about your theology. See, Paul learned his theology directly from Jesus and the Father. And you guys are learning it from the book. You're just a book only person. Father, Son, and Holy Bible. Worship the Father and the Son, the Holy Bible. And don't have really the Spirit of God in you, which is what Jesus came to give and understand and portray so we could all partake. So that's why evening and morning is day. Evening and morning is day. But you can go back to Genesis chapter 1 and verse 5. Day and night. So evening and morning was returned into day and night. So man has to get his authority back. And man is the lion, man is the speaker, man is the voice of God, the thunderous voice of God. And he has to correctly pray and correctly speak into humanity and into the woman in order for her to birth Jesus, God's children. In order to take back God's children, we have to pray. Now you got to look into these women that rule. Very wealthy women that rule. Pelosi, Oprah, even Ghislaine Maxwell. And who's behind Sean Diddy? The woman. So the woman is in the choir loft is the rafters. And now she's jurisdiction over the men, which is backwards authority that happened in the garden in chapter 3. But because time is like not what you really think it is. Genesis 1. When he made and he changed it from night and day, he changed it to day and night. But according to the Jewish traditions, evening and morning was day. Now, evening and morning was day. Now, Friday night is really family night. To pray, have a meal with your family, make sure they're on a good foundation, a God foundation. Then Saturday, you do not worship the works of your hands, but if you have to work, you have to work. But you don't worship the work of your hands because you worship God. That's where everything's messed up, because you have to understand that people love money, like the love of mammon, love of God. If you love one, you'll hate the other. If you love one, you'll hate the other. So love of money, love of high stature of your own turns you into a Luciferian. Or pray correctly, believe correctly. You got to understand that the woman is the one who births. The woman is the one who changes things. But the man has to have the authority of a lion in order to put back everything that was stolen, which is God's family. Talked about this for a long time. It's a long, in-depth teaching, but we're going to keep this short. And you don't have too many people wanting to know, and a lot of people just want to argue about theology. If you want to die, be taken out, cannon fodder, subject to death and or maimed, hurt, and not worn correctly, that's your prerogative, not mine. My job is to make it as clear as I can, but you have to do your studies. You have to study and show this stuff approved. Paul learned his theology directly from God. That's why he could write all those books. A lot of people learn it by the book, and they got theology messed up, and they're teaching people the wrong way. The wrong way. I see so much of this. They're preaching for the devil. Doom and gloom, hopelessness, fear, corruption. And they're talking about corruption taking over. Biggest lie is Satan's taking over. He already took over in chapter 3. He's being thrown out on his ear. Think about it, pray about it, like and subscribe. Get the word out.